Okay, question number 1. We are given numbers 2, -2, 3, -3, and -6. And we need to graph each integer in the list on the same number line. Okay, we have, here is our number line. Okay, let's assume this is my 2. I'm doing positive numbers first. Here is 3, 2, 3, and that's it. Moving to negative numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, this is gonna be my 0. 1, 2, 3, this is gonna be my -2. Let me clean this because we don't have 0. Okay, -2, and then -3. And it's gonna be much, let me do a cut here. So somewhere here will be -6, because I don't have enough. Every 3, 1, 2, 3, this will be -4. 1, 2, 3, this will be -5. Okay, I think I can make it -5. And from here, 1, 2, 3, and that will be my -6. Okay, we got it. Next. Question number 2. We have -14 and we have -6. It's asking what sign we're going to use, this sign or this sign between them. What's the relation? This sign meaning less, means less. This sign means greater than, right? Okay, this is less than. This is greater than. So I have -14 and -6. If you look at this line of numbers, the numbers are growing obviously from left to right. So in -14 will be much further than 6, right? And which means -14, it's going to be less than -6. Question number 3. We have 25 and -25. What sign we would put, greater or less? Any positive number is greater than any negative number. So greater than. Number 4. We need to simplify. We have absolute value. And absolute value, what is absolute value? It's a distance. Distance, you cannot have negative. Distance is always positive, so it's going to be equal 10. Next one, number 5. Absolute value, simplify, absolute value of -13. Remember what I said. Absolute value is a distance and cannot be negative, which means it's going to be +13. Question number 6. Absolute value of 100. It's 100. Let me clean here so I will have more space. Okay. Next, question number 7. Let me this one also squeeze a little bit. There we go, much better. Number 7. What do we have? Absolute value, -26. I believe you already know, +26. Absolute value, no. Find the opposite sign of given number. Opposite sign of given number. It's going to be 9. It's absolute value. I'm sorry. Opposite of the given number, and we're given 9, so opposite is going to be opposite is negative 9, right? If it's given with positive, opposite is going to be with negative. Okay. 9. Negative absolute value 23. So now you need to know the negative sign has nothing to do with absolute value. We just stay there here. And absolute value 23 is 23. Number 10, we have negative and negative 39. So this negative, it's going to stay because it has nothing to do with absolute value. And absolute value of negative 39 is 39. Yes? Next, 11. Negative in parentheses, negative 71. Now, this is different story. When you have negative sign in front of parentheses, when you open this parenthesis, you're going to flip every single sign. For example, if you have negative, and here you have positive 11, minus 15, minus 17, plus 3, plus 5, minus 1. So how it's going to affect? Look here. Since it's negative in front of parentheses, I'm opening parentheses. So my 11 is positive, right? It become negative. If 15 is negative, become positive. 17 is negative, become positive. 3 is positive, become negative. 5 is positive, becomes negative. 1 is negative, becomes positive. Okay? Therefore, we have negative of negative 71. It is going to be positive 71. Question number 12. Absolute value of negative x. Now, with negative x, if it says, usually if we have x, then we don't know the value, right? But here it says x is equal if x is equal negative 3. Then absolute value of negative 3, right? It's going to be 3. Okay? Question number 13. We have x is equal 9. So absolute value, we have what we have there, it's negative sign. So negative, absolute value negative x, it's going to be equal negative, absolute value negative 9. Oops. It's not parentheses, but absolute value. And this is equal negative 9. Next. Thirteen, 14. Let me this one shrink a little bit. It's okay. Number 14. What do we have? We have absolute value negative 4. And we have absolute value negative 10. So what sign would you put between them? Since negative 4, absolute value of negative 4 is 4, absolute value of negative 10 is 10. So we're going to put sign less, right? Because 4 is less than 10. Therefore, here is also less. Question number 15. What we have? absolute value negative 46, and we have negative 46. Okay, I think I'm starting squeezing too much. Let me make it, okay. This is better. Let me rewrite this because I squeezed too much there. So what do we have? Absolute value negative 46, and we have negative 46, right? So negative 46, what is going to be? It's going to be positive 46, right? Remember, I explained. If we have negative in front of parentheses, and when you open parentheses, you flip the sign, it's going to be positive 46. And absolute value of the negative 46 is positive 46, which means between themselves, it's going to be equal sign. Number 16, we have negative absolute value negative 8, and we have negative 8. So negative of negative 8 is going to be positive 8, and absolute value of this outside negative, it has nothing to do with absolute value, it's going to stay negative, and absolute value negative 8 is going to be positive 8. So what kind of sign we're going to put? It less than, right? Because negative number is always less than positive number. Number 17. Okay, so we have 0 and we have negative 10. What relation they have? Less, greater, or equal? 0 is obviously going to be greater than negative 10. Because look here, on this one, look here, it's 0 here on the line of numbers. It's 0. So all negative numbers are on the left side of 0, all positive numbers are on the right side. The number that is standing on the right side is always going to be greater than the number standing on the left side. Okay? Don't forget that. Number 18. So we have absolute value of 0. And we have absolute value of negative 11. What does that mean? Absolute value negative 11 is 11, and here is 0. And between them, it's going to be sign greater, less than, I'm sorry. 11 is greater than 0. Okay? And the last question, we have negative 13 is negative 19. So what do we have? Negative 13 is going to be positive 13, and negative 19 going to be positive 19, and which means 13 is less than 19. Yes? Okay. Okie dokie. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in next video.